I really feel like we need to get to a place and a point where we stop looking to Atlanta to be like the premier reality TV series. It once was. Those were the days of yesteryear, right? Because these girls used to come on here and give us story, give us reads, give us something really interesting to talk about. And now we are coming up on the end of the season and everybody's just talking about Drew. Nobody else got nothing going on? What's up, everybody? It's your girl Bonnie Scotch. Thank you so much for tuning into my video today. I wanted to bring you a review for Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is season 16 episode. Is it 13? I'm almost pretty sure it's 13. Hold on, let me just double check. Yeah, it's episode 13. Okay, now before we get into today's episode, go ahead and hit the like button for me. When you hit the like button, it is a free way to support the channel and also let YouTube know that I am here and that you all are rocking with my commentary, so YouTube starts to shoot my content out to other viewers. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well. Hit the notification bell so you know when I'm posting. I also have a membership for just a cup of coffee every month. You can definitely support the membership, support the maintenance of this channel by subscribing to the membership, that is. I will have that linked below. What else is going on, y'all, in the words of Cynthia Bailey? Oh, I got like over 70 subscribers in the last review, and that was because you all had watched that review for a longer period of time. So Scotch Bonnets, y'all are really holding me down and helping to push this channel forward. I can't believe I'm already at 5,500 subscribers. I feel like I just hit 5K. So we're very close to 6K, y'all. Let's push it. I really want to push it to 6K, you know, within the next few weeks, if I can. Okay, so let's run it up, Scotch Bonnets. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into today's episode. I didn't feel like it was a whole lot going on, even though I feel like these episodes are dense and there's a lot to talk about, just in terms of like the actual like sometimes it can be dense with nothing, and I felt like this episode was just like a whole lot of nothing. Cyclical conversations, the same conversations happening over and over, and I'm just like, ladies, what's going on? Because I was really here for season 16 for a period of time, and now I'm just like, oh, is it starting to dwindle out? Is this why producers felt like they needed to bring Phaedra in? Because I still don't feel like she's needed, but let's start off with Phaedra's new tagline. She says, I returned from the dead, now let's bury the past for good.
Absolutely not.
You may have returned from whatever hellmouth vomited you back up, but I'm not burying anything. I think that there are a lot of unhinged and demented psychopaths and sociopaths running loose, and they feel as though because they have moved on from something, or they feel like because you should move on from something, that everything is buried now. That's not how this works. If you are a fan of Phaedra, please do not start typing fast in my direction. I promise you, I don't care. I know that I have Scotch Bonnets, you know, who are Phaedra fans, and they're cool with me, and, you know, we're cool. We just have an understanding. It doesn't get disrespectful, but I notice an uptick in the disrespect, and it's like, listen, I don't have time. I will just block you, and you can just speak into the void, okay? So just watch your mouth with me. It's my opinion.
That's my opinion!
This is my channel. You can start a channel and have your opinions and say whatever it is you feel like you need to say. We start this episode off with Shamia and her eldest daughter, Shia. They are donating a bunch of clothes to Grenada. Shia is sad because she's giving away some of her stuff. And Shamia tells her, well, you have to give in order to receive. The way I was growing up, that wasn't the saying. When did it become about giving to receive? I've never heard of that. I have never heard of that in my life. Is that like some newfangled Christian thing that the girls have going on down to the church? Because my understanding of giving, I have been extended grace in my life, so I have to pay it forward. And whoever I pay it forward to has to pay it forward, and we keep passing it. We keep passing that spirit of giving. If I give something to somebody, it's not my expectation that I'm going to get it back. I don't want it back. I want that person that I gave the offering to pay it forward to somebody else. That's the spirit of giving. You give because you can. I give from my overflow. If I have more than enough, then I give from a place of overflow. I never give when I'm in a deficit, right? Because to me, that's manipulative, right? If you're going to give somebody something, it's like, oh, I gave away my last. Don't give away your last. Give when you have overflow. Give when you can, right? So I don't know. Are y'all teaching the kids that they need to give in order to receive? I thought it was give to have a giving spirit. It reminded me of this thing that I heard Cheryl Lee Ralph saying last year. I can't remember who she did an interview with, but anyway, she was basically saying something like, you need to be nice to people because you never know who's going to be your boss one day. No, you're nice and you're kind to people because you should be nice and kind to people, because everybody deserves niceness and kindness, not because they could potentially be your boss one day. It's like, what are y'all talking about? So I guess she was working with somebody way back in the day. I don't know, the 80s and the 90s or something like that. And then they turned out to be one of her bosses. And it's like, oh, you got to be nice to everybody because they might become your boss. No. Be nice to everybody because you should be kind to everybody. It's just basic decency. I don't know what's going on with the morals and the values, but something is getting skewed here. Something is off. Kelly shows up to Shamia's house with her donations, and then Brittany shows up a little while later. Brittany comes with 2 rolls of toilet paper, and she says that this was as much as she could bring. So didn't you come in a car? There was no space in the trunk. There was no space in the back seat. Like your car was completely filled up with other things and you couldn't make a few more donations. You couldn't stop at the Costco and get, you got to have a Costco membership for that. And I doubt that she can afford it. You couldn't even pay for some chicken plates at your own event.
Insufficient funds.
Heard that Mike is getting sued by the country club. And then the event coordinator spoke out to say that, Britt still owes me $1,700. I'm like, girl. In the next scene, we have Porsha going to meet up with Drew at a little cafe. In Porsha's confessional, she says that she is aware that Drew and Dennis are still working together right now. On a scale of 1 to 10, and what matters in my life, this lands at a 2. If this is at a level 2 of what you actually care about and you're acting like this, I wonder what a level 10 would be. But I know that she's lying, and I'm just tired of this conversation altogether. Porsha insists that she was just meeting up with Shamia, who was really the one who was meeting up with Ralph. She can't even own that this is a game of get back, which it obviously is. She's so irritating to me. Like, it's so obvious that y'all are playing this tit for tat game. If you can't even own that, if you can't even have the pussy lips to own what you're doing, it's like, what are we doing here? I just like for my villains to stand in their shit. Porsha says that Dennis mentioned that Drew is dating some guy named Black. Drew says that's just my friend, and in Porsha's confessional, she says, well, why would you let rumors of you and Dennis linger? Why would you spread the rumors? It's not about somebody letting the rumors linger. What can she do about rumors that you and your friends are spreading? Because I don't think that anybody bought for a moment that Drew and Dennis were an item. I really, really don't. Nobody but you and your bird brain. So now she's trying to make this an issue of, oh, you let this rumor linger. And not the fact that she started the rumor, mind you. She loves throwing out these vicious allegations about people. You met up with that lady's husband that she is in the middle of a divorce with. What if Drew went down to the ICE center and had a conversation with Simon about what you're allegedly running about the streets doing? What if Drew said to Simon at the ICE Center, I heard Porsha is dealing with this and that person, but you don't believe all of the rumors that you hear about Porsha, do you? Porsha is saying that she is being met with anger and aggression. Mind you, Drew has never been angry or aggressive towards anybody on this show. The second episode, I think it was, Porsha was yelling at Drew, calling her a low-down dirty bitch, calling that lady out of her name. And then whatever episode it was that Kenya had her event, I think it was episode 5. Did y'all remember when Porsha told Drew that I can make you ring? That was a direct threat. So you have threatened this lady, you yelled at her, you've been angry and aggressive. In every situation, Porsha is the aggressor and she's gonna gaslight you and try to make it seem like you are the aggressor. Porsha keeps saying that if you are dating black, then that's cool. So she keeps continuing to reiterate this rumor, even though Drew keeps telling her that this is just her friend. Then Drew says, well, let's talk about how you're dating Future.
Oh, now that's how you clear a bitch.
They bleeped it out in this scene on the show, but I believe that they have already revealed his name. They showed the preview before, didn't they? Okay, I had to go and close my curtain because I felt like the light was shining through my hair and making it look sparse. Like my hair is already fine and I don't need I don't need, you know, any extra, you know, effects to make it look, you know what I mean? Like, I just, come on. I wonder if Future sent a cease and desist after they showed that the first couple of times. Anyway, Drew says that your energy and smoke for me isn't even real because you're going through a divorce with Simon. Porsha says, I don't want to argue with you. As soon as Drew throws out an allegation about Porsha decides that it's not a productive conversation any longer, and she gets up and she leaves the table. Porsha likes to use her family. I don't know if you noticed this, but she likes to use her family to just throw out things about people. So she used Dennis to throw out this thing about Drew and Black. Then she used her mother to talk shit about Shamia, like, oh, well, I'm just telling you what my mother said. And then she uses Pilar's name to be like, oh, well, Pilar said that she misses Peepaw. But I know she didn't say that. And Pilar has her own daddy that she's clearly crazy about. Because when I saw her interacting with Dennis, she was jumping all over him. Jumping all over that man, okay? She's checking for her daddy. She ain't checking for no damn Simon. Then we get this scene with Kelly and her children. She's going to be in Grenada, so she won't be able to take the kids to school. Her publicist is a friend of hers, and the kids call him Uncle Lamont. One of the little girls said, oh, they might think that Uncle Lamont is our father. That's not a bad thing, because the way y'all father look and the way Uncle Lamont looks, I would rather somebody confuse my daddy to be Uncle Lamont. Anyway, Uncle Lamont said that he got in touch with Mark, and Mark does not want to be involved with the children.
Father's not in the home. Where's Father's? Father's, I'm going to need you to come back from hanging out with your homeboys and banging people that aren't your wife and take care of your kids and your baby mamas. Do you mind?
Kelly says that she's never seen a person who just doesn't want to care for their children. I'm just curious as to what reality Kelly has been participating in. Like, what plane of existence has she lived on where people don't, or everybody just wants to take care of their kids? Because I know a lot of people personally whose daddies didn't want nothing to do with them. I personally didn't even have a relationship with my biological father because he was running around doing whatever he was doing. Then he got deported. Mess. So, what? Anyway, girl, Kelly just be saying stuff. Whatever. This is why I want women to get it in their heads that if you have kids with somebody or a child, that child or those children are yours. Because a man feels like he can just pick up and leave. So many men feel like that. That they have no connection to the children and that the mother, she's the sole parent. So if you want to have kids and, you know, you have a family, you have a man, you have a boyfriend, fuck everything that he says. Just have it in your head that those are your babies no matter what. Those are your kids. Hello? Anyway, We get this scene with all of the ladies meeting up at the airport, and Phaedra says that Angela is the oldest looking younger woman she's ever met. Phaedra has never been a looker to me personally, so for her to talk about somebody's looks is really just crazy. Like, you think you're like a beauty queen or something? I remember you from the first season, from those first couple of seasons on RHOA. You were always a funny looking woman. Even with the work that you had done, it's just like, okay, you know, they cleaned up your body, touched your face a couple of times. You are still not like a pageant queen by anybody's standards. You got some of that shit sucked out of your stomach, which helped your proportions a little bit. But girl, like when I think like beauty queens, even like beauty of RHOA, Phaedra does not come up. She's not even in the middle of the list, let alone the top of it. Shamia's bags got left in Atlanta, so all of that tacky ass shit that she packed with her got left in Atlanta. The ladies get back to their villa. We have Britt and Phaedra rooming together, Cynthia and Drew, Porsha and Angela, and of course we have Shamia and Kelly together. Angela says that she has no problem sharing a room with Porsha because Charles is safe at home. Angela, you did it again. You let everybody know that you are insecure and that anybody can have your man, but especially Porsha, because why you had to bring that up again? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Girl, you rushed home to let this man know that he has an option. Now he knows he has an option. He probably went looking Porsha up. You know, he already saw her down to the, you know, event. He gonna see her at the reunion or whatever events that y'all have in person. And he's gonna be looking. He's gonna know. Like, oh, she was checking for me. Oh, okay. Slide and have a little conversation with her at some point. Because you know you're not gonna leave him, Angela. Oh. Listen, choices. Then y'all gonna tell me, oh, you know, Charles loves Angela. He's just an old man. That's just an old nigga. Did y'all see the previews for next week? We're not gonna jump ahead, but we'll talk about it when we get there. Because y'all know I have things that I need to say. Y'all know how I do already. Y'all know how I am. Come on now. So then the women are starting to get ready. Porsha is over there flirting with the chef. Anybody with a penis, she got to be in their face. She just can't help herself. He wasn't even like a looker or anything, or somebody that I looked at and I was like, oh, he kind of fine. So I could understand why she's in his face. Just has a penis. Ladies are at dinner and Brittany is talking about how she saw some naked man in the window. And so someone says, well, maybe he was a massage therapist. And Kelly says, well, she doesn't say this directly, but she goes into implying that she likes her massages with a happy ending. I didn't know that women were going to sketchy places to let people play in their coochies. I had no idea. That's weird. That's weird. That's weird. Listen. I have never had to go to a sketchy place to get my coochie played in. Like, you should have someone for that. Like, it's not hard to find that. So the fact that you have to go to get a massage to do that is like, you ain't got nobody in your phone, Kelly? Was that weird to anybody else? I have never heard of a woman talking about going somewhere to get a happy ending. That's not even like the culture of women, because women, like, sex is so readily available to us at any time. I was going to say something, but I'm not going to say it. I was going to say something, but I'm just going to keep it to myself. I'm going to hold on to that because I don't want to, I'm not going down that road. I don't know. It's so desperate. Like, you're so desperate, so hard up for an orgasm that you have to go to a sketchy place to get your rocks off. Kelly, that I'm looking at you like, oh, okay, you're hard up. That's why you were with that ugly ass man. Kelly probably doesn't think that she's pretty. Let me shut up. Anyway, this conversation about Shamia being upset about being called a lap dog comes up again, and Drew says, well, a hit dog gon' holler.
Woo! Ah! Yes! I love that!
Drew, you ate that. That was funny. Phaedra says, well, do you mean to keep calling her a dog? And Drew says, well, she literally started barking the last time we were all together. Shamia also has a picture of herself sitting on Porsha's lap like this, and her tongue is hanging out her mouth. Other people have called her a lap dog, but it's only a problem because Drew said it. And it's only a problem because Porsha has beef with Drew. So did y'all peep how when everybody was trying to jump on Drew at the same time, Angela started running the girls up off of her? And she goes, Porsha, nobody is digging into your relationship. She has shared these grievances with us. She's talking about you with anybody who will listen. I said, ooh, come on, step in, Angela. Kelly is asking Porsha, do you feel like you've been a good friend to Shamia? Porsha goes on to say, well, me and Shamia already had our conversation. She didn't ask you that. She asked you if you feel like you've been a good friend to Shamia. Not if you guys have had a conversation. She knows that she cannot say that she has been a good friend to her because those ladies will start listing facts and examples of all of the ways that she has not been a good friend to that girl. And then Shamia in her confessional says, well, it's good to see her sticking up for us because I felt like I was on a lonely island defending our friendship. This is how I know that this lady is goofy-minded as fuck. Porsha was not defending their friendship, to be clear. She just wanted people to stop questioning her in that moment. That's not being defensive of the friendship. That's back up off of me. Stop asking me questions. The fact that Shamia doesn't even see that for what it is, I don't even know what to tell you. Also, Porsha and Shamia being besties all this time makes so much sense because they're not the brightest. They're not the brightest. Anyway, Kelly says to Drew, you have an issue with everybody at the table except for Cynthia. What the fuck is Kelly talking about? What is Kelly talking about? Since when did Drew and Angela have an issue? Since when did Kelly and Drew have an issue? Since when did Phaedra have an issue with her? When did Brittany have an issue with her? The only person that I know that has a legitimate issue with Drew is Porsha. Even Shamia's issue is not legitimate because she is clearly lapdogging on behalf of Porsha. Now, Kelly is Shamia's lapdog. Yeah, Kelly has lost her esteem for me. She's a follower and I don't care for her anymore. And she was one of my favorites. And I really do not care for her. Y'all can have Kelly. Y'all can keep her. She's done for me. Anyway, Drew says that she's sorry that she filmed with Dennis. Brittany says while we are on the topic of husbands and baby daddies, she turns to Phaedra and says, well, my husband invited Apollo to my event, but there's nothing going on with me and him, and I just wanted to say that. Girl, I don't think anybody was thinking about Apollo and you, so for you to just throw that out there like that, I don't know. I feel like that's some guilty conscience speaking because Phaedra is not even married to that man. That's her ex-husband. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? She's not the brightest either. Yeah, like, if you're trying to beat the whole allegations, why would you go out of your way to bring that up? Also, I still think that Brittany is a weak-ass bitch because I've seen the way Phaedra has been dogging her out these past couple of episodes. And then she reposted some story of Phaedra saying, oh, well, I think that Britt is one of the best dressed. And it's like, girl, she don't call you all kinds of whores. But because she say you have a nice outfit, it's like everything is all good. But Drew says that you gave nothing on the show, or whatever Drew said about her. I can't remember. And she has beef with Drew. She wanted to speak out and put up a post about Drew, but you didn't put up a post about anybody else. Kelly came for you. Kelly is dragging you. We see the start of you and Kelly's fallout. And then you want to get on Instagram and complain that, you know, oh, I have a friend that she used to be my friend and she didn't say, you know, my condolences when I lost my grandmother. I know that was about Kelly, and Kelly don't give a fuck, and neither do I. Anyway, y'all, that was the episode. Go ahead and get down in the comments with me. Let me know how you felt about this one. You already know I want to hear from you. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way out. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell so you know when I'm posting. And I will see y'all for the next one. Peace.
Question is why I do the things I do. Answer I may never find, but I'll always choose you. Wanna give up on you.